Hello and welcome to the QUOEchet Tutorials. My name is QUOE and I am the creator behind everything QUOE, and all of my social medias can be found down below. Today I will be going over, as a tutorial for you guys, how to crochet 2 or more tones of colorworked cables. This is a continuation of my series on cables. If you've missed the first 2 episodes of that, be sure to click down below where you can go view those videos before you start trying to do this technique. This technique will give you an effect similar to this one. And this is a new pattern of mine which will be debuting later this month, called the Freeze Your Brain Cable Scarf. And it is also prominent in my Wicked Little Towns cable scarf, which has just been released. And I will be leaving a link in the description below where you can pick this up as well. So without further ado, let's get into how to create these projects.
Break the status quo, status quo, break the status quo.
For the purposes of my demonstration today, I will be using Patton's Classic Wool Worsted, as well as a size J Clover Amour crochet hook. The pattern I will be swatching today is my very own Melchior cable scarf. This is available for free on my blog, link in the description below where you can go pick that up. Again, I want to stress that if you have not worked cables or color working in one solid color, please go back to my last 2 tutorials on cabling, link in the description where you can go watch those, because I will not be going over those techniques as much as just focusing on color working with 2 or more colors of cables. Now that we have all of that out of the way, let's begin to start our swatch. As you can see, I have already began my swatch. This completely maroon section right here is what the Melchior cable scarf will look like without any color working at all. This black section here is what the Melchior scarf can look like with only 1 tone of colored cables, and I have begun swatching with 2 tones of cables in this white section. So now I'm going to go on and show you how to complete it. The color working of cables, whenever it is 2 or more, is the exact same as color working 1 color cables. The only difference being is the intersections where 2 different colors of cables are crossed. So let me show you that right now. There are 2 different sections with steps for color working with cables. So this would be the first one. As you can see, I am on about row 5 of the color working chart, which is going to be the first row where color working cables are switched. So let me get to that section. So I'm going to follow the chart. That is 1 single crochet, 1 more single crochet, and the last pull through, just like in regular color working cables, will be in the color adjacent to your stitch. In this case it is color B, which is black. So I'm going to yarn over in black and pull through. Then I'm going to keep continuing on in the chart, 2 front post double crochets, and I'm going to pull through in white because that is the adjacent cable, or the adjacent stitch to this stitch. So pull through in white, then 2 single crochets, and while I'm doing these single crochets I will be crocheting over this black strand. So 2 single crochets, pull through in this maroon because it is adjacent. So 2 front post double crochets in maroon, I'm going to pull through in white because it is also an adjacent stitch. So yarn over, pulling through in white or color A, 2 single crochets, and now I will be single crocheting over these 2 strands, so the black and the maroon are hidden in the back of the work. Okay, yarn over and pull through in maroon, 2 front posts. Oops, this is where the crossing sections will be. So I got carried away. So pulling through 1 more, I need 1 more single crochet, gonna yarn over, pull through that loop. Okay, now instead of pulling through in the adjacent color, you're going to pull through in the color of cable that you'll be pulling and working into first. So in this case it is a black stitch, so I'm going to yarn over and pull through in black. 2 yarn overs, and then 2 front post treble crochets. So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and instead of pulling through one more time in black, because I will be now working back into this maroon color, I'm going to yarn over and pull through in my maroon color and continue on. So yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and now the adjacent stitch is this color A, so I'm going to yarn over in the white, pull through, and I'm going to drop these 2 strands and finish with 2 single crochets in color A. Chain 1 to turn. Now we're going to go to the back of the work. Okay, so as you see here, we have hidden those stitches whenever we single crochet over them. The only stitches that, or the only strands that we need to hide will be these right here, and we're going to fix those whenever we're single crocheting into that next stitch. So we're going to single crochet 2 as per the chart, pulling through on that last stitch in this maroon color or color C, 2 back post double crochets, and then yarn over and pull through in this white. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to insert it under these strands to hide them in between these 2 cables and do 2 single crochets while I'm also hiding this maroon color. Pulling through in a black because the adjacent stitch is a black stitch. 2 front posts, or back post double crochets, excuse me. Then I'm going to pull through in white. And I'm going to continue the pattern on the back. It is the exact same continuation as just a 1-tone color would be. The only difference being that you're going to hide 2 different color strands on these crossings. So now I'm going to come back with the only other separate stitching that you'll need to know for color working stitches whenever I get to row 9. To show you guys my last tip for color working 2 or more colors of cables, I'm going to be skipping rows 7 and 8 and going directly into row 9 to show you a very specific thing that can come up whenever you're color working 2 or more colors. So in this case, I'm going to be crossing these 2 cables. This cable has a strand that is not near my hook, so I'm going to be showing you what to do in that case. So I'm going to go ahead and go up to where the crossing happens. In that case, I need 2 more single crochets in the next stitch. So instead of pulling through in this A color, I'm going to be pulling through in this maroon, which is color C. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to have a long strand that is just right here. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through. And to hide this strand, because we don't want it just floating in the front of the work, you're going to yarn over once, bring that hook under that strand, yarn over again, pull that hook over the strand, and you have your 2 yarn overs you need for your front post treble crochet. So you're going to front post treble crochet now, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and what that did is hide that little extra strand of yarn in that treble crochet. And then you can continue working your color working as normal, yarning over and pulling through in this color B or black yarn, yarn over, and you're going to continue with your pattern. In this case, it is a right cross stitch. So I'm going to be going into behind these 2 front posts that I've worked, and then continue on with your patterning. And that is how you can achieve amazing results color working with 2 or more crocheted cables.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. If you did, be sure to subscribe to my videos. I do podcasts, I do tutorials on crochet. I'm going to be doing more on sewing and knitting as well as general crafting. And you can follow me on Instagram at Portfolio, on Ravelry at QUOE, on Facebook at Portfolio as well, and you can always find me through my website, QUOE.us. That is QUOE.us. Until next time guys, break the status.